Okay, guys, another episode of Shellonomics. No, Batman in a Turtle universe? Yes, sir. We are here with our good friend TMNT Dare Talk Christian. He's going to help us break down the multiple Batman Turtle crossovers. We're going to get right into it, but before we do, what are your thoughts on Batman? How did you actually get introduced to Batman? Did you watch the Adam West Batman? Was it the Fox animated series? How did you first encounter Batman?
Yeah, actually, I really love Batman. I think he's a great character. For example, I played all the Arkham games. They're fantastic. And yeah, my first introduction to Batman was actually the Adam West cartoon, not a cartoon, the
Feels
live
like
action
it.
show. Yeah, and yeah, that was when I was just a little kid. It was in the 80s. We had reruns over here, and I loved it. I loved the style of it. You know, nowadays you look at it, it's really campy, little goofy, but it's so cool. It's so funny. It was my first introduction. Then later, I watched the animated show of the 90s, which was fantastic. And yeah, and all the movies later and so on and so forth. And yeah, this Batman is cool. I always like Batman.
Same here, same. I had another question for you. Now, because I always tell my buddies this, I kind of think the Turtles, our 1980s Fred Wolf Turtles, and the Adam West Batman are kind of similar. Because that's what I tell a lot of my friends. I'm like, if you go and watching some of these Turtle episodes and you think Adam West Batman, everything is fine in that world. Does that make sense to you? Can you see that a little bit when it gets really silly in like seasons 5 and 6?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like all this goofy stuff in the universe. It makes sense. Nobody even questions it. It's weird stuff happens. It's just the way it is in this universe. I mean, you can even put in like the next mutation with some of the sound effects and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
this. There's some similarities between the Turtles and Batman right there. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's actually a good call too with the next mutation. So now, what were your first thoughts when you saw this comic? I heard about it and I was like, this is actually going to be a thing? Really? And then I see the artwork and you just see Batman and he's like, oh, it's just. So what were your first thoughts when you actually saw this crossover in the comic?
Oh, dude, when I first heard about it, when I heard the news that there will be a comic crossover between the Turtles and Batman, I thought it was a joke. It's like, nah, something like this can never happen. And well, look at it, like look at us now. We're in an age where everything is possible. I mean, we had a crossover between the Turtles and Stranger Things. We had a crossover between Turtles and Masters of the Universe, and even Naruto. How crazy is that? I mean, nowadays everything is possible, but back then, when this was announced, it was like, no, I believe it when I have it in my hands, but for now, I don't think that this will ever happen. And well, it happened. And as you said, the artwork, fantastic. It's actually the same guy that currently did the Turtles of Grayskull comic, Freddie Williams II, and his artwork, I love it. It's fantastic, and yeah, it's great. And just the first crossover comic story is really everything you could dream of when you say, okay, Turtles meet Batman, and they put in so much stuff. It's like, okay, that's exactly why I'm here. This is just like when we talked about the Power Rangers crossover. It's like, okay, this is why I'm reading this comic. This is what I want, and this comic is the same. It delivers. Great.
Yeah, and just how did you like the start here? I mean, again, the turtles are starting to encounter the penguin in the beginning, and nobody really knows what's going on. But I thought it flowed beautifully for their. I believe it was it 6 issues? I think it was right, 5 or 6 for the whole. Cause I bought the graphic
I could have
novel.
prepared. I think somewhere 5 or 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not so sure right now. Yeah.
yes, same with me because I bought them one at a time, but then I always prefer the graphic novel release where you have them all in one package. And I just would
Yeah.
always have chills when I'd see the end and be like, no, I want to find out the story now. So, how did you like this story as a whole? And feel free to explain any details you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, so with the first crossover, it's like we see that the Turtles and the Foot Clan are in Gotham City. So this story is about the Turtles and enemies coming to Gotham City. And because they are in different dimensions, something happened. Turtles are now in Batman's world, and right off the bat, the Turtles meet Killer Croc in the sewers, which makes total sense. They have a fight. Then we get what we always want to see in these crossovers: the Turtles fight Batman for a moment, and this is very cool because Batman, he's the greatest detective. He's the greatest ninja ever, and the Turtles really have trouble with him. And the only one who's able to go toe to toe with Batman is Splinter, which pretty much makes sense. It's really cool, and yeah, the story overall is really interesting. We see all these classic Batman villains like the Shredder, who teams up with the Penguin, then he teams up with Ra's al Ghul. Then of course, we get what we want to see when the Turtles come to Batman's universe. Later on, the Rogues Gallery of Batman, they get mutated. This is always what we want to see. And yeah, this big fight. Turtles team up with Batman and defeat the bad guys. And yeah, just all this villains, all these guys from Arkham, turning into like Bane becomes a mutant elephant. And what else? The Joker turns into like this snake creature, this cobra, and so on and so forth. This is why we're here. This is what we want. This is crazy. Go crazy. And it's just fun. And the action is really cool. The artwork is really cool. And this whole story, really, as you said, it flows really well. And it's just really great. And then, as you said, it's over. And it's like, oh, come on, I just started. It can't be over. And it's cool. Yeah, I love it. I fell in love with it right from the start.
I felt it did everybody justice too. Everybody got their licks. Everybody got, their little kicks, their pep talk. Donatello and Batgirl were talking a little bit. I thought that was cool. Little Robin was in there, just little plugs like that with Damian Wayne. Good stuff there. Splinter with the combat. Batman and Shredder go at it, which I thought was incredible. And what do we get? We get an animated movie out of this. I mean, so how did you like the animated movie? And did you catch most of the Easter eggs that I caught from like the 1990s movie and little tidbits like that throughout the show?
Oh, that's so much. This is the same thing here. We got a Turtles Batman crossover comic. Like, wow, this is amazing. It can never get better. And then we get a movie. We get an animated movie out of this. It's like, is this real? Okay, I know. It's like I'm repeating myself, but I love this movie. I was blown away when I watched it the first time, and really the movie is really close to the first comic series, with some differences here and there. But like one of the main differences that I thought was interesting is that here the turtles are not from another dimension. It's like New York City and Gotham are near each other, so the turtles went to Gotham. And um yeah, and oh yeah, and Splinter is also not there. We get a great fight pretty soon at the start between Shredder and Batman. And as you said, there's so many Easter eggs in this whole thing. Like when Shredder drops in front of Batman, it's like like the same shot from the first movie when Shredder drops in on the rooftop to fight the turtles at the end. The first movie, 1990s movie, and there's some really deep cuts in there. Like, for example, a scene where the turtles are eating pizza and Alfred comes in, like, hey, have some napkins. And turtles like, for what? That's like in the second movie with April. Same scene. Like, that's great. And just for the end credits, just sit there for the end credits because this is such a nice little touch when the credits are going and we have all this comic covers, all these classic comic covers from Batman and the TMNT, and they are like different because, like in the Turtles comics, we have Batman on them or some characters from Batman, and on the other side we have classic Batman comics covers, and the Turtles are in there, and all this stuff is So great. It's so funny. Mikey is so funny in this movie. Like in the scene when Batman and him are driving the turtle, the Batmobile, and Batman tells Mikey, "You know the buttons. Press all the buttons." And Mikey's like, "Yeah!" and he just punches all the buttons and like it goes crazy. It's so funny. And well, we even have an after credit scene here. And I still hope that we will get a sequel to the story, but I'm not sure about it because it's like a little teaser there at the end. And like, I would really love to see another movie like this. It would be so cool. Who knows? Nowadays, everything is possible. It's so much fun. It's so great.
I couldn't have said it better. I am very picky when it comes to my Michelangelo, and this is one of my favorite incarnations of Mikey of all time. The voice actor from America did it so great. He was pretty much like what's like almost like fangirling or fanboying the entire time he's in Gotham City with the gunbrella from the Penguin to eating the pizza. Yeah, guys, freaky stuff, and he just eats the slice of pizza. I really do hope we get a sequel to this. I really enjoyed the Batman Shredder fight. That's almost a classic fight with them two. It's like, are you serious right now? They're actually gonna go one on one. Batman taking on the Turtles, great animation. The voice actor, I give respect to Batman 2 because it almost sounded like, the original from the animated series. It almost sounded like Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And the Joker almost sounded like Mark Hamill in his spot too. They both did great jobs. Comedic purposes were on point too. It wasn't, the comedy was not the main focus, but like when Poison Ivy fights and they get stuck and they just walk past her, I love that spot. Michelangelo, like with his nunchucks, is almost like the opening of the 1987 cartoon where he's banning everything. Mikey's pretty much the hero of this movie, which I really enjoy. Leonardo with him going against Batman, Raphael trying to talk to Batman about everything, and him and Robin are having mutual respect. Donatello and Batgirl again, we brought that up before. Mikey and Alfred with the skateboard, he gives him his skateboard at the end of the movie, and similar to what you said about the push the buttons, I have sent that clip to so many people from YouTube, just that one scene. I'm like, even if you're not a Turtle fan, you're a Batman fan, you're going to love this scene. It was just so well done. And of course, my other favorite, Mikey got Batman to smile. So what was your take on that? Batman finally shows a huge smile and says, nice job.
Yeah. Hey, if someone can do it, it's Mikey. Yeah, as I said, Mikey is great in this movie. Just like at the start when he's looking up in the sky and all these blimps in the sky of Gotham. What are they even for? I love them. It's so great. Yeah, and even like when at first, well, the turtles like have some pizza, and Batman's like, we don't have time for pizza, and at the end's like, let's have a pizza party. Like, yes.
Oh.
Now we're there. It's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, from start to finish, I'm with Yellow. I pray and hope that I want to say it was a successful movie too. I thought it was well done. I mean, as we deep dive more into this on Spotify and YouTube viewers, we've got a second one, a third one. But first, we're going to get into the animated series where it was more of like a 2012 for Turtles was running at that time, very red hot. And then they mixed in the Batman animated series. So what was your take on this and how'd you like the story?
Oh, that was also so much fun. Like here we have the Turtles from the 2012 show meeting Batman and other characters, like all the villains and so from the animated show. So it's like current Turtles, well, like back then, and like nostalgic for me with the Batman the animated show. It's really cool because through the story, because there are some portals that some villains come from Gotham to New York, and Batman, Robin, and Batgirl follow, and so they meet up with the Turtles. And in this story, like the Joker and Harley Quinn, they take over the Foot Clan from Shredder, and you know the Foot Bots, like with the drawn on smiles, like a Joker smile, and Shredder gets like, well, defeated by the Joker with his gas, and so he takes over the Foot Clan, and we have some cool like uh, team ups between like Poison Ivy and Snakeweed, which makes total sense,
Hmm.
and some other stuff like the turtles have to fight Clayface. And yeah, there's even like the scene with Scarecrow, and it's really, once again, if you put like these two animated shows together, this is what you want. Um, yeah, and it's, I mean, it's really cool. Like I remember the scene when the turtles fight like the Joker and his footbots, and the Shredder can't do anything because he's under the influence of the Joker poison. But then the turtles are fighting the Joker and his team, and like the Joker's like, haha, I'm gonna defeat the turtles. I'm gonna be the best. And this is the moment when Shredder snaps out of it, like, nope, I will defeat the turtles. I'm the one who deserves this. And then he knocks out the Joker. This is such a great like Shredder moment to show like his obsession with his revenge and so. And yeah, in the end, we even find out that the Mad Hatter is behind this and is creating chaos. And then in the last issue, in the last issue, it turns around because the Krang actually invade Gotham City. So the Turtles go there to fight together with Batman, and it's so much fun. It's so cool to see like the 2012 characters and the all the classic characters from the Batman animated show. It's what can I say? It's everything you want from this premise. It's great.
You know what's cool about this too, Christian, is usually when somebody gets something so popular, they run it into the ground. Now, this is just my own personal opinion. There's some things in the Star Wars saga when Disney took over. There's also some movies and shows where it's just like, it just gets boring. But all of these projects here are not boring. They're done with so much passion, so much fantastic writing and amazing artwork. And we go to number two now. Now it's Donatello and Bane. Whoever thought of that? I mean, I don't even know if we talked this as kids who would win in a fight, Donatello versus Bane, but we get it here. How'd you like this one coming up?
Yeah, the second, comic
Yeah.
crossover, if you want to call it that, between Turtles and Batman is, it's like a turnaround because in the first, the Turtles went to Batman's universe, and now the Batman goes to the Turtles universe because Bane goes, yeah, to the Turtles universe, and he's the one here that takes over the Foot Clan. He's working together with Baxter, working together with Bio and Rocksteady, even like gives them some of his venom and turns them into super hulked out Bebop and Rocksteady, like if they were not stronger before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really goes crazy. And as you said, the whole thing with Donatello is that in the story, Donatello thinks he's too weak. He's not the best ninja. He should be stronger, and so he also gets some venom on him and like turns into this hulking Bane Donatello who goes crazy. But fortunately, he soon finds out that's not the right way, that's not the ninja way, and he turns into his normal self again. And yeah, like, so in the end, they all come together to fight Bane, who has a new headquarter now with his Foot Clan on top of the Statue of Liberty, where he even put on a Bane mask, which is so goofy but makes total sense here because Bane, he wants to show the world he's now in control, and it's so crazy. It's a big all-out fight then with Bane, and even Shredder comes back because he's now in prison. But Batman is like, "Hey, we need your help. Come with us." So he even fights side by side with the Turtles against Bane, and yeah, Inkarai is in there. Baxter Stockman is in there, who even in the story mutates into a fly. So it's everyone, big all-out fight. It's really cool. It's a great follow up to the first story, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's just again, It doesn't always have to revolve around, Raphael with his anger or Leonardo. This one was down. I thought it was great getting a fresh take on Donnie here. Again, what more can you ask for with these universes? And then I don't know how, but we get a third one to wrap it up. Now we talked earlier, like you said, in a Power Rangers episode, and we're finally getting a third one there. And now we're gonna go into with Krang. Finally, it's like, where has Krang been around here? Well, here we go in the third one. This is just unbelievable. I like this one the best.
Yeah, the third one is maybe the craziest of them all because, as I said, in the first one, they go to Batman's world. In the second one, they go to the Turtles' world. So, what will we do in the third one? Well, we mesh together their worlds because the whole story starts off with. In a completely new universe, like a mashup universe, we have like all these characters who are like a fusion between Turtles and Batman characters. Like we have Bebop and Killer Croc fused, Rocksteady's like Clayface, the Joker and the Shredder are one and the same, and like Harley Quinn has a trace of Karai. So it's like, but we are thrown into this universe. We get no explanation of the start, what's going on, until this was like what the shell is going on. Like it wasn't crazy before, but then a black and white Raphael comes in, like, hey, I'm the original, and I came in to help. And it turns out that, as you said, Krang is the big bad in this story because he's behind it. He's got this power, like from the anti-monitor character from the DC comics, and he was able to create this new universe, like this fusion of this universe, because he captured the original Batman and the original black and white turtles. And but through the story, everyone like remembers who he really is, and that this universe is not real. Like Batman comes back because in this story, in this universe, Batman and the Turtles, they were like a family. They grew up together, and the Turtles, they like were his Robins. They were his teammates, and Splinter was like their Alfred, and yeah. But after a while, everyone started to remember, like, okay, this is not real. This is like an illusion. This universe is an illusion. So, well, we get what we want at the end of this trilogy. We get everyone. We get like 8 turtles, like black and white turtles, the normal turtles. We get Casey, we get April, we get Shredder, we get Joker, we get everyone, and there's a big brawl, a big fight with Krang, who, well, in the end is defeated, and everyone gets sent back to his normal world, so everything is back to normal. And this is the end of this story and the end of the trilogy. Well, for now, as I said, who knows what the future will bring, but what a banger of a finale, I gotta say. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe just everything came together. Almost felt like Turtles Forever with the Turtles Prime. I really don't think there was anything I would have changed in any of these, full series here in any of the 5, from the 3 comics to the animated team ups to the movie. I really don't think there's anything I would have changed. Really enjoyed seeing Krang, and just it was such a great story where it's like, my head, how can this be real? And Batman's like, Splinter, how are you not like my father? Like, we're supposed to have this close relationship, and even Splinter's like, don't worry, I'm still here for you. Did you have I guess, what stood out to you most in all of these crossovers, or anything that you just were like, oh my goodness?
Oh, it's really hard because there's so much cool stuff. Like, well, as I said in the third crossover, when like the black and white turtles suddenly came in like this, I did not expect. Like in this Kevin Eastman style, like, oh, this is such a nice touch there. And well, like, or in the second one with the Bebop and Rocksteady, like with the Venom, like they become like this big Bane mutants. Like, oh, this is so cool. Or in the first one, when all the evil bad guys they got mutated, there's so much good stuff. And just the movie, I love the movie from start to finish. It's so much fun. It's so great. And I remember back then that even like critics who were not fan of the Turtles, like, hey, this is actually a really good Turtles movie, the Batman versus TMNT movie. And it's yeah, there's so much good stuff. And yeah, as I said, this is something I never would have thought we will get. This is totally crazy. And nowadays, I'm really like there. I was like, okay, can you still surprise me with crossover stuff? I mean, hey, who knows what the future will bring? Maybe in the future we will get another crossover with DC. Like, hey, I mean, can you imagine like a TMNT Justice League crossover? Like we can get in Superman and Wonder Woman and Flash and everyone. Like, how funny would that be? How crazy could that be? And well, this comic showed us let just go crazy. And as you said, these are not like just some cash grabs. This story, they're really they really put in thoughts in there. Like we get all this like Easter eggs, and the characters are totally on point. It's not just like, okay, we gotta get another one. We just push something out there. It's not like that. I really always get the feeling like, okay, they had the story in mind. They know what they're doing, and it totally works. It totally works. And if we would see something else in the future, I will be totally there for it. You know how it goes. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, oh, with this, absolutely. Just and what was I gonna say? So I guess another question is, we've seen all these crazy crossovers. I guess we live in, like you were saying earlier, never say never. If I can give you, you're all right. I'm gonna be the genie here for you, Christian. I'm gonna give you three wishes. So, what three crossovers, if you even have three, would you like to see in either animated or comic form that we haven't seen yet for the Ninja Turtles? What kind of crossovers?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean,
Because you're a big comic
one
guy
thing I
too.
would I mean, if I mean, one thing I would really like to see is what would happen with a crossover with Marvel. Like if
Yes.
we could get a Spider-Man crossover, Daredevil, or both of them, it doesn't matter. Or like the X-Men would make totally sense. Mutants and mutants come together. Uh, this would be so interesting. But another one that I would think of is that I think would be so much fun. Like we got the Naruto crossover. Uh, could you imagine, as I am a fan of this franchise, could you imagine a crossover between the Turtles and Dragon Ball? How
Oh my
crazy would
goodness.
that be? Like the
Wow.
Turtles teaming up with the Sea Fighters and like learning
Sensu
to like
pizzas instead
use
of
all these
sensu
kick
beans.
shots. Yeah, and then the turtles like able to use like the power moves like a kamehameha and stuff like this. How this would be amazing. This would be so crazy. I would love that so much. um what else, what else? Yeah. Could you imagine a crossover between, I mean, we had a crossover between the turtles and Street Fighter. What would be the next step? A crossover between the Turtles and Mortal Kombat. And
Oh
then
man.
please go all out with the gore. Just go. Let's go there. And this would be so crazy. I would love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were in that video game. Can't you do was Raiden in that one? The Injustice game, right? I think there's one that's called
Yeah,
Injustice 2, and yeah, that's right. So you already
yeah,
got
yeah.
your foot in the door pretty much with that right there. Yeah, those are probably the same three I would have. Just imagine the Turtles and Avengers or Turtles and X-Men would probably be just awesome. Even a comedic thing like you said with Dragon Ball, Master Roshi and Splinter, and Splinter's knocking Roshi when he's checking out the girls. I think that could be a hilarious thing. He's whacking him with his stick. Yeah, I just I hope these other crossovers come because, again, me and Christian are huge Turtle fans. Anything Turtles, we're there for it. And it's pretty much a true fact with Christian already. Anything Turtles, he's there for it. This guy has his own podcast with over 500 episodes in German. Christian, can you tell us where people can listen to those?
Well, as you said, yeah, my podcast is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Talk. And yeah, I have over 500 German episodes, but I also have over 200 English episodes for you all to check out. So yeah, just look up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Talk on like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, or just go to the website tmnttalk.com. You can find everything there. And well, check it out. If you like my ramblings now, maybe you like my ramblings there. So hey, check it out. It might be for you.
Oh yes, exactly. Because now you break down a lot of comics. I do actually want to talk. It's like most of your episodes are just like monologues, breaking down just a full comic issue too, right? You go from start to finish, just focusing on one issue.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's mostly that because, well, IDW is putting out so much good stuff there, and I just want to talk about this. And yeah, so now I'm mostly nowadays I'm talking about the current comics because there's just so much good stuff there, and it deserves to be talked about.
Yeah, exactly. And the fun never ends. Well, Christian, as always, thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to have you on hopefully sometime next week for another fantastic episode. Have a fantastic weekend. And of course, happy Father's Day to you. Out here in America, Father's Day is coming up this weekend. So we know you're one of the best dads out there. And let's go. Actually, ask real quick too before. Did you ever see in the, what was it? I think it was in the, trying to play. I think it was in the one shot, the 40th special, or it was free comic book day. There was like some Ninja Turtles Father's comic. I don't know if you can help me with my memory bank here. I'm trying to think. I know there was something they did. It was like Father's Day Off, I think it was called, for the Turtles, something like that.
I just remember this little short story where
That's
Splinter
it.
had his day off.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. That was
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I hope you get a day off, my friend out there.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, my man. Have a great one, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, until next time. Thank you. Bye.